Hi everyone and welcome back to Plan My Disney Holiday. Today's video is ranking the attractions in Magic Kingdom. It's a massive list. Let's find out what was number one. So if you haven't seen these videos that I've done before, pretty much I'm ranking the attractions that are available in Magic Kingdom. And the way I do it is that I'm just doing it as if I was in the parks, which ones do I want to do immediately or which ones would I put off. So it's just personal taste and why, and I'll just give it a brief idea of what the attraction is. At the last count, I counted 42 different attractions at Magic Kingdom. So let's get on with this list because it's going to be quite a long one. So number 42 is the Swiss Family Treehouse. The reason is that this is a crowd trap. It is a staircase up to the top of a treehouse. Looking at the set sort of style of the movie, you get quite an okay view of Magic Kingdom. Nothing great, but that's really it. That's the reason to go up the Swiss Family Treehouse, is just to look at the views. It hasn't changed since I was a kid. There's been no interactive elements. It doesn't change. So it's bottom of the list because it's the same and there's not much to do from it. Number 41, Magic Carpets of Aladdin. I'm going to try and get through these ones as quickly as I can because of the amount there is. This is a spinning, flying, floating in the air Dumbo attraction. The reason why it's so low is it's just around Adventureland. There is an added element that you might get spat on by a camel, but that's it. You go up and down, you can tilt slightly, and that's Magic Carpets of Aladdin. It's there. It's fun, it's okay, but it's not one I'm rushing to go on at all. Number 40, Tom Sawyers Island. In the middle of Frontierland is Tom Sawyers Island. Again, this is okay. It's sort of a bit of a trap, like Swiss Family Robinson's Treehouse. It's to get people out of queues in other places and going onto the island. Now, if you've got children, this could be a really good place to go because there's free reign, running around, things to explore. And I think I might enjoy it if I was wanting to take the time to go round and enjoy the Tom Sawyer Island. But it's not one I'm wanting to rush to. If I have the choice to explore Tom Sawyer Island or wait in a 20-minute queue for an attraction further up the list, I'm going to choose the queuing for that attraction. So out of the two, I'm going to choose that. I think it's very limited with the amount of indoor space. I think there is some indoor areas, so AC, very limited. You're stuck on Tom Sawyer Island. You take a boat across. There is a restaurant that opens seasonally, so there's a reason to go across to go to that restaurant that's very rarely open. There's no characters on there or anything like that. It is just literally to run around and explore the island itself. Number 39 is Casey Jr.'s Splash and Soak Station. Now, this is a area which is not designed for me. This is for children. It even says it on the Disney website. It's sort of toddlers and pre-teens sort of thing. Pretty much it's an area for children to run around and get wet. That's pretty much the idea behind it. If they're too hot, let them run around. Make sure you've got to change your clothes because they will get wet in this area. It's called Soak Station, but it's not made really for adults in mind. So yeah, it's a child's play area. That's really the reason why it's so low on the list. Again, I wouldn't rush to it. The reason why it's higher up is that I've never actually had a chance to experience. So if I had, let's say, the park to myself and no one else was there, I might run through it maybe, but it's not one that I'm rushing to. But it's definitely something different in comparison to Tom Sawyer's Island or the Treehouse, something different going on. Number 38 is the first show that we're going to, is the Hall of Presidents. If you've seen my Epcot, I put American Adventure fairly low because I don't feel like I am the audience for it. And this is the same for Hall of Presidents. It's not since the Imagineering show and looking into the research behind Disney that I realised how important Hall of Presidents was. Granted, Abraham Lincoln in Disneyland is more important in the history of Disney, but Hall of Presidents is what was brought across to Disney World as an alternative. They update it for every new president, and I know it gets a big following, and the animatronics are great, but it's something that has never really appealed to me. I was there in 2018 and I really wasn't interested in going to see it, and I don't know, it's just something I'm not appealed by. But again, I'm probably if I go, I'll probably visit it to see the animatronics, get out of the weather. You know, it's a sit down. But again, this might be higher up on other people's lists because they are interested in it. I know my sister-in-law and her husband, they went to go and see it. So yeah, it's just not on high up on my list. Number 37, Tomorrowland Speedway. The cars that go round in a circle. Disneyland Paris has slightly ruined this experience for me. This might have been higher up if I hadn't have been to Disneyland Paris. Disneyland Paris's version of this, Autopia, is much longer. It's a lot more fun. This one, I just feel like you're dictated by the person in front of you. Maybe Disneyland Paris, I had a great time because I was the person in front, so I got to put my foot down a little bit more. But the longer element is fantastic. It's a good little bit of fun. Kids love it. I think I've outgrown it. I understand why it's there because kids enjoy it. It's definitely, if you can't get on Space Mountain, this is an alternative to do that. But I think there's better choices in Tomorrowland to go on instead of Space Mountain, and this one's quite low on the list because of that. Number 36 is the Barnstormer. The child-friendly roller coaster. It's a very short attraction. It doesn't go extremely fast, but at the same time, I quite enjoyed Casey Jr.'s roller coaster in Disneyland Paris, so I probably would enjoy Barnstormer. Again, it's one of those that I haven't really gone to because of my age. I've sort of been a bit too old to go to the Barnstormer. I think I did do it when I was a child. I just can't remember it. But Barnstormer's low down because, again, I'm not that market for the Barnstormer. Number 35 is the Liberty Square riverboat. This is a boat that goes round Tom Sawyers Island in Liberty Square, Frontierland. And again, it's a good place to get out the weather. It's a good place to sit and chill if you're needing something, especially in Magic Kingdom. Not many places where you can go to just chill out. And Liberty Square riverboat is one of those. I remember this being quite full as a child. I remember getting bored on it, but I think it's definitely something that appeals to me more now as an adult, or someone where I can actually go and just slow down, maybe get a drink or a snack beforehand and just enjoy that. But again, it's, would I want to spend 20 minutes going around Tom Sawyers Island or queue up for an attraction? The choice was going to queue up for that attraction, so that's why, again, it's lower down on my list, because there is some things that I would prefer to queue up for than actually being on this attraction. Number 34 is something I've never really done before. Got a chance to do this in Disneyland Paris, and it's the Main Street vehicles. These are okay. They're more of a photo opportunity than it is of an attraction. We enjoyed going down Main Street USA in Disneyland Paris in their Main Street vehicles, and it was quite a lot of fun. It was quite a good, unique experience, and yeah, I think it's okay. I personally could probably walk faster than these vehicles, so it's not one of those that you take to get you down Main Street USA as quickly as possible. It's one of those that you can have as, like I say, a photo opportunity to have aboard the Main Street vehicle and have it before and after. So yeah, it's more of a photo op than it is of an attraction, but I quite enjoyed it, and it is a good little bit of fun. Number 33, it's a Small World. This is that slow moving boat ride. You have heard this song. It's in Lion King. It's a small world after all. No, not that one. Anyway, got distracted. I'm not here to act out the Lion King. I'm here to talk about the attractions. It's a Small World. It's, again, a slow moving boat ride. If they were to update it, I mean, I'm kind of intrigued by the Disneyland California version of It's a Small World because they've included those models. But Disney World haven't, so again, it's something that I would want to experience in Disneyland California, Disneyland Paris, ones that I've never done before. But because I've done the Walt Disney World before, it's something that I'm okay with skipping, rushing past. It's something that isn't a priority for me. Yes, it's iconic. Yes, it's one that is well known around the world for Disney, but it's not a priority because I've done it. I've been there, done that. Number 32 is the Frontier Shooting Arcade. This is an extra cost. This you like have to pay a couple of dollars or something like that to shoot some infrared at different targets, and they move. I enjoyed this as a teenager. I think it's very limited. It's not got very long. It's higher up on the list because it's slightly different to anything else in Walt Disney World. There isn't really a shooting arcade anywhere else in Walt Disney World, whereas like Magic Carpets of Aladdin, there's a Dumbo ride already, and Triceratops in Animal Kingdom. So there's other attractions out there, there's other shows out there. This one's slightly higher up because of its uniqueness, but it's low down because it's an extra cost. It doesn't last long. It doesn't get you out the weather really. It's just slightly under a shelter, and it's not that important in terms of the history of Disney World. So it's in its place because it's unique, but at the same time, it's not worth probably the money that some people will pay for it. As an adult, I probably wouldn't want to do it anymore. As a teenager, I loved it. 31, Astro Orbiter. Now that's massive. That's 10 places above Magic Carpets of Aladdin. And the main reason for that big difference is the view. Astro Orbiter flies quite high up, very high up in over Tomorrowland, and you get a fantastic view of the castle. Now, the reason why it's lower down on the list is because it is that same attraction. It goes round in a circle, it goes up and down and slightly tilts. But the views are absolutely fantastic. I remember going on these in 2018, and I did feel a bit queasy. I did feel a bit iffy afterwards, and I don't know if it's because I was trying to strain my neck to look at the castle to try and see the views, but I felt a bit queasy afterwards. But it is quite a lot of fun. They are extremely high up in comparison to Dumbo, in comparison to Magic Carpets of Aladdin. These are a lot higher up because they're on top of Tomorrowland. So yeah, I quite enjoy it. The views are good, but again, the ride system itself is something that I've done before and seen before. So it's quite in the middle because of that reason. Number 30 is Dapper Dance. This is the barbershop quartet on Main Street, USA. I haven't really actually had the chance to sit down and watch these, if I'm perfectly honest. I know that it's a good chilled out, slow down, take a moment, remember where you are sort of moment. And you get a drink or a snack and you just enjoy the time being on Main Street, USA. And I think that might be something I do next time. It doesn't get you out the weather. So if it's hot or if it's rainy, it's not going to help. There probably won't be out if it is rainy, but if it's too hot, then yeah, it's probably not exactly ideal. If you, again, do I want to sit there and watch these guys? Yeah, they perform quite well. I've seen some of their stuff online. I've heard them perform, especially during lockdown when they were performing at home and doing it isolated. I kind of enjoyed some of the things that they put out on YouTube. But at the same time, I think that there's attractions that I can have more fun on. But yeah, it's something I probably will do in the future. But it's not a top priority for me. 29 is the Mad Tea Party. This is in Fantasyland, just on the edge of Fantasyland as you leave in Tomorrowland, and it's a spinning teacup ride. This one is just a spinning teacups. I can't really explain it. Depending on who's controlling the middle, depends on your experience, I suppose. If you don't feel like, if you've just had a lunch, you don't want to go too extreme on it, but at the same time, it's a bit of fun. The music, Alice in Wonderland theming, it looks amazing. The rabbit, the mouse popping out of the teacup in the teapot in the middle of the attraction, that's quite fun. But I've rode it. It hasn't got much difference. It can't really change that much from what my experience has been in the past. So yeah, it's midpoint because I've done it, but at the same time, it's one of those that I could probably go on again if I really wanted to, but it's not a top priority for me. Number 28, Carousel of Progress. Now, this is one where you can definitely enjoy if the weather is not suitable. So if it is too hot, if it is too wet, you can actually come and sit down and enjoy this animatronic sort of stage show. You as an audience rotate around the whole auditorium instead of the auditorium rotating around you. So that's definitely something that's quite unique about it. I have experienced it and I have enjoyed it. It is definitely one that if you are rushing around and you do need to get off your feet, that this is a good choice. There's some that are higher up on my list that I'm more interested in, that I definitely enjoy more if I want to get off my feet or want to get out of the weather. But this is an alright choice if you want to do that. And that links me into my next one, number 27, Enchanted Tiki Room, which again is the same sort of deal. It looks amazing, it sounds amazing, it's a lot of fun, but it's mostly get out the weather, sit and chill, enjoy being in the environment you are. If you've got like 20 minutes to kill, if you want to just sit down and relax, or you're waiting for a lightning lane or whatever it may be, or a reservation, these are good choices to go to, but they're not something that I think when the park opens that you need to rush to. Number 26 is currently closed at the moment, and it is the railroad. I do enjoy going around on the train. Again, it doesn't change depending on when you go and stuff like that. It's the same as what it is, but I quite enjoy just going around. It gets a good breeze as you go around the park. You get some quite good views. I quite enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. And again, if you're wanting to sit down, relax, this is a good choice. It goes with the Enchanted Tiki Room and the Carousel of Progress really well. The reason why it's higher up is because I think it's just got some better views and it's slightly different. Number 25 is Let the Magic Begin. It's a stage show performed in front of the castle, so some really good photos that can be done. And it just starts, it's at the start of the day. It's just a quick little show to welcome people in. The reason why it's slow on the list, and I've not seen it, is because that time at the park, that when that park first opens, is a crucial time. Those first few hours in the park is where the crowd is at its quietest. So for me, I want to get the attractions that instead of waiting 2 hours later on in the day, I want to do them in as little time as possible. And this is one of those that's a slight distraction. But at the same time, I can understand why people want to see this stage show. Great photos, great chance to sort of like see Mickey to start off their day. Number 24, Prince Charming's Royal Carousel. This is a carousel, as I said. It's one of the big inspirations that made Disney World. Walt Disney was sat watching his kids on a carousel, and that inspired him to try and create Walt Disney World for everyone. So it has got a lot of history behind it. I enjoy it because it's got good music. I like how they sort of do that theme music with the movies. I quite enjoy it. You can sit on different types of animals or carts or horses, whatever it may be, and it's got a bit of history to it. Walt Disney himself used to enjoy riding it in Disneyland, and yeah, I quite enjoy going on the carousel. Good views of Fantasyland. Again, it's not one I'm rushing to, but I enjoy just being there in the moment, enjoy having that time in Walt Disney World. Number 23, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. This is a dark ride, which means that it's inside, so getting out the weather. And it's based on the stories of Winnie the Pooh. This is good. I love the animatronics. I love the characters when you go around them. I love when you meet in Tigger and you're bouncing along in your honey pot. I think it's a great attraction. I wouldn't wait very long for it. But I think it's good. It's a good feel-good sort of attraction. The queuing area has changed from when I was a kid. It's a lot more interactive. There's elements to it. There's like a little play areas and things like that, drums. So I think it's definitely improving, and it's a good dark ride. I quite enjoy it. Many Adventures of Winnie Pooh is a lot of laughs, and so is Under the Sea, the Journey of the Little Mermaid. Again, it's a dark ride, so you go aboard a clam and you go around and you get retold the story of the Little Mermaid. The animatronics, the statues are really good. I quite enjoy it. The music I like of the Little Mermaid. So again, it's got good nostalgia vibes from a childhood. So it is really fun. It is a lot of memories to go with it, and I enjoy it. So it is fantastic if you are a big fan of Little Mermaid, and I think it's a good one to get out the weather with. Number 21, Dumbo. This is an attraction that is famous for being at Disney World. There is a reason why this ride system is in so many Disney parks. It is a lot of fun. I think that the Disneyland Paris Dumbo has better views of the whole of Fantasyland than Disney World, but I still think that the attraction is a lot of fun. Riding in your own Dumbo, Disneyland Paris made me smile. I do enjoy it. If you have got young ones, this is a good one because they get to play in a soft play area while you're waiting to go onto Dumbo. So I'm very jealous that that wasn't around when I was a kid. It probably would be higher up on my list if I was a child and I got to play in that play area. But Dumbo's a great choice. It is quintessential Disney. It's what I think of when I think of Fantasyland, and I really enjoy it. It's just that ride system is very limited. I do enjoy it, but it can go down with weather conditions. Number 20 is Peter Pan's Flight. Now, this is an indoor dark ride where you fly around Neverland in a pirate ship. I love going up, and it's sort of a bit different because instead of being on the ground, your pirate ship is attached at the top and you're swaying from side to side. I quite enjoy Peter Pan's Flight. Unfortunately, I think that Disneyland Paris's Peter Pan's Flight is a lot better. There's added extra lights, there's added elements of magic to it, and I think that it is slightly better, but it is a good choice. If it is a 90, but this ride has some of the longest queues in all of Disney World. It can get up to 2 hours, 3 hours, and I definitely wouldn't wait in those queues. That's probably why it's so low down on the list, because of those queues. I have ridden Peter Pan's Flight before, and it's one of those that I probably would go and ride again, but I'm not going to rush off to try and get on at the start of the day. If I see that it's got a low wait time, I will probably jump aboard, but again, it's not one that I'm rushing to. Number 19, this might surprise a few people because it's one of the newer attractions in Walt Disney World, and it's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I have ridden Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I rode it in 2018. It was the first time I'd ridden it. And the reason why this is lower down on my list than quite a lot of the other attractions is literally me. I'm quite a broad person. I take up quite a bit of space, and I did come off Seven Dwarfs Mine Train with my sides kind of hurting because me and people I was sat next to felt very squashed aboard the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I do like it. I think that the animatronics look good. I think that the roller coaster itself is fantastic. It's got good speed. It's got good storytelling to it, and I like how it slightly rocks as well. The carriages rock. I really enjoy it, but personally, I feel squashed. I feel uncomfortable while I'm on board, and it's just that is the reason why it's so low down on my list. Again, it gets quite long wait times, so don't jump in there if it's got a massive wait time. I think that the queue is good because it has got, again, interactive elements. Probably will ride it again to give it another chance. I might mention something to the cast members about last time I rode it, I felt squashed, and see if there's something that we can do next time. Number 18. Now, this one appeared in my top 50 things that I would like to do, my bucket list, and it's Country Bear Jamboree. I've never actually been to see Country Bear Jamboree. I think that the animatronics look amazing. They look fantastic. I'm really interested in it, but I've never been to see it. I don't know why. I think it's probably because I've wanted to ride the rides more than actually go and sit down in an auditorium. This is one which I probably would check out, but there are still some more shows that are higher up on my list because I have seen them, but I enjoy them. I love them. I'm hoping that Country Bears Jamboree is a lot of fun. I think supposedly it's got a good sense of humour to it, so I'm really intrigued to see what that's like. So the reason why this is so high up on my list is because I've never got to experience it, but it's also, there's kind of an intrigue to me, and I do want to experience it. Number 17, 18 and 19 are all very similar. 17 is Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair. 16 is Mickey's Celebration Cavalcade. Number 15 is Festival of Fantasy. And even number 14, Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade. Now, these are all parades. These are all shows. Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair is a show that takes place in front of the castle. So again, really good photo opportunity of Mickey in front of the castle. Some of the princesses make appearances in this show. So again, great photo opportunity. The main reason this is probably lower down on this list than the ones above it is because of Florida weather. Yes, it can get cancelled if it's wet. Yes, you are out in the sun if it is sunny. So it's low down, and the reason why these are all sort of teen numbers is because they are out in the sun and exposed to that weather. I do enjoy parades in Disney. I think they are fantastic. I think that they're amazing. They look just astounding. And I haven't seen Friendship Fair. Oh, yes, I did see it last time I went. I really enjoyed it. But I think I would prefer to go and see the cavalcades. Festival of Fantasy Parade, I've got photos of. I loved it. I think the music was fantastic. I think the floats were fantastic. So it's not a top priority than the cavalcades for me, because Disney Adventure Friends, so 17 Friendship Fair, 16 Mickey Celebration Cavalcade, 17 is the Festival of Fantasy because of the music and the float, and number 14, Disney Adventure Friends and Cavalcade. The reason why that one's in top above all of the others is because they've got characters that I've never seen in Disney World. They've got Coco characters as part of this, and I think they've got some Zootopia characters as well. So the characters that are in part of this Adventure Friends Cavalcade are very rare characters that I'd love to see. So that's the reason why it's number 14. Now we're getting into those iconic Disney attractions. Number 13, Pirates of the Caribbean. But to be honest with you, this could probably swap places with number 12, which is Haunted Mansion, depending on my mood or anything like that. These are both indoor dark rides. They are both fantastic. Haunted Mansion is an omni mover, which means it constantly goes round. I love the music to Haunted Mansion. I love the special effects of Haunted Mansion. I think it's fantastic. I think it's got a good sense of humour, which is probably why it's slightly above Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean is a boat ride and it's got a couple of drops. Both of these are also represented in Disneyland Paris. I do enjoy both of these attractions. I think they're lots of fun, and I will always ride them because of how good they are and how much fun they are. Number 11, Big Thunder Mountain. I expected this one to be higher up on my list personally, but one thing has ultimately changed it, and that is Disneyland Paris. I know I keep coming back to it, but this is Disneyland Paris's Big Thunder Mountain is so much better than the Disney World. It is fantastic. The reason why it's so low down is because I don't think it's as important anymore, because Disneyland Paris has shown me how much better it is. But it is still a roller coaster. It's still a lot of fun. Big Thunder Mountain, I do enjoy going on. I'm not going to go on it. Not going on. Yeah, I do enjoy going on it. If there's a short wait, I'm definitely going to have a go on it. It's a lot of fun. It's a roller coaster, and I do enjoy my roller coasters. Number 10, Jungle Cruise. Now, the reason why these are probably higher up than the other ones just now, the iconic Disney World attractions, is one, there isn't a Jungle Cruise in Disneyland Paris, and two, it can change depending on who your skipper is. Different jokes may be told. You might hear something new every single time you ride the Jungle Cruise. So the cast members are the people who make this attraction. Thanks to those skippers, thanks to those cast members, this attraction can change each time you ride it. So Jungle Cruise has probably got the most re-rideability out of all of them because of the cast members, and that the cast members make this one number 10. It makes Jungle Cruise into my top 10. Number 9 is one that I really love going on. I have got a lot of lovely memories, fantastic memories. I've got massive nostalgia, and it is the Tomorrowland People Mover, to give it its shorter name. I love this attraction. It's very chilled out. It's very relaxing. I love going around Tomorrowland on this sort of monorail sort of attraction, and I just enjoy doing it. I will quite happily go round and round and round on the Tomorrowland People Mover. I don't know why. I think it's a very relaxing element, which is probably why I do enjoy it. It's my laziness of being able to sit down and just chill out. I really enjoy it. I think it's a great attraction. I think everyone should ride this attraction. It is so much fun, to say how slow moving it is in comparison to like the roller coasters, but it's something unique, something different. You don't get anything like this in the other parks, so it is probably in the top 10 for that reason. Number 8 is something that can change depending on you, depending on what is going on around you, and that is meeting characters. I talk highly of meeting the characters. Definitely now, as I've met more characters and I've got more confident with myself meeting the characters, I think it's a lot more fun. And I look forward to meeting the characters, having those conversations, being able to chat to them and having those photo opportunities. And I look forward to meeting those characters in Disney World and Magic Kingdom. I just cannot wait to go back and meet Mickey. I cannot wait to go back and meet the princesses. There's so many different characters that you can meet in Magic Kingdom, and it is going to be so much fun. And depending on you, depending on the cast members, depending on the characters themselves, can vary depending on what the situation is. You can get some fantastic photos as well. So the reason why it's in my top 10 changes depending on the situation, and you can get some great photos from it. Number 7 is one that I've not experienced and I'm really intrigued about it, and it's Enchanted Tails with Belle. This is in Fantasyland, and you go and retell the story of Beauty and the Beast, but I've tried to stay away from all spoilers with this, and supposedly magic happens and things come to life like they do in Beauty and the Beast, and there's quite a bit of audience participation, and I really want to have a go at this. I think it sounds fantastic. I love Beauty and the Beast, and I think this would be a lot of fun. Number 6, again, something I've not had a chance to experience, and I don't think I ever will, and it will be Enchantment. Most recently at D23, Disney announced that they will be closing Enchantment and bringing Happily Ever back. I am intrigued to see what Enchantment is like, but I don't think I'll ever get that experience. Hopefully they'll bring some elements of Enchantment to Happily Ever After. I know that Enchantment had projections on Main Street USA. It brought more projections. It had clearer images on the castle. So I hope that is something that they bring to Happily Ever After. But it's something I've never got a chance to experience. I'm kind of intrigued to see what it's like in different locations, Main Street USA, in front of the castle, and just seeing the fireworks and hearing the music. But we'll see if I ever get a chance to see it. If not, no worries, because I do enjoy Happily Ever After. If it is Happily Ever After, I think it would still be in that same spot at number 6, because I do really enjoy Happily Ever After. I love the music. I even have it playing in my car occasionally. So I love Happily Ever After. So if it was Happily Ever After instead of Enchantment, I still think it would be number 6. Number 5 is an attraction, again, that can be changing depending on what is going on around you, and it is Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. I love this. I think it's a great laugh because, well, that's the idea behind it. You're going to the Monsters universe, and instead of screams, they're now collecting laughs, and they're getting people to come in, get their laughs to power their cities, and it is a good jokes. There's a good interactive element to it because it has a camera and it includes the audience, including this guy. And if you know that's a reference to if you've seen the attraction, and it can change vary to vary. I've actually been a part of it. They were like, this monster can disappear, and I ducked down, and the creature, the monster on the board, the screen just looked at shock and was just amazed. It was just a lot of fun. I'm just crouched down laughing, and yeah, it was really enjoyable. Gets you out the weather, good sit down, chill out, and it's a good laugh. I really enjoy it. Number 4 is slightly above Monsters Laugh Floor because there is something new to it, because I haven't seen it, so they might swap places after I've experienced it, but it is Mickey's PhilharMagic. I love this show. This is the one I would go to if there's any rain, any sunshine I want to get out of. This is the one I would go to. Recently, they've included Coco into the film. I've not seen the Coco, so I'm really intrigued to see what that's like. I love the music to Coco. Again, that's playing in my car as well. I really enjoy it. I love Coco, so I think it's a fantastic choice to include into the film. There's Lion King, there's Little Mermaid, there's Aladdin. Those 90s films that I grew up with. There's so much nostalgia with going to see Mickey's PhilharMagic. I love it. It's a great laugh. I love how I can smell the food from Beauty and the Beast. I might get sprayed by when I go to see Ariel. I think it's fantastic. It's got a good sense of humour with Donald Duck, and it's just fantastic. I love it. It's so good, and the visuals are stunning. Like, it's sort of like in widescreen as well, so it is really, really well done. Number 3 is another attraction that I've not actually got to do, and the reason is it's so high up is that its interactivity If I've spoken about this before, I used to be a massive fan of the Sorcerer's card, where you go around Magic Kingdom and you collect cards and you use them and you tell stories, and it's fantastic. I used to love playing the interactive element. I love swapping the cards. I just thought it was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed it. And this is a sort of along those lines, but based in Adventureland. So you're going on a pirate's adventure. You're going around using your magic band to solve clues and riddles and to try and find out and piece together the treasure. I look forward to doing this. I think this will be fantastic. You can do it at your own pace. You can do it all in one go, or you can do it over numerous days. It doesn't matter. I think it's a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun, and it's different things to experience around Adventureland. So I'm looking forward to actually doing this interactive adventure in Adventureland. Number 2 is Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. I absolutely think that this is in my top 5 because it can change. It's indoor. It's a lot of fun. It's a shooting game. It's got a competition element to it. So you're trying to beat your last score or the other people with you. So I love it because of all of them. Yes, again, Disneyland Paris has got it slightly better. It was slightly more updated. But I still think that the one in Florida is a lot of fun. I think it's fantastic. Again, you can have that competitive with seeing who you're with, or just try and beat yourself and trying to become a galactic hero. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Like I say, it can be slightly different each time you go because you're aiming at different targets. You're aiming trying something new. And it's indoor, out the weather. It's fantastic. I probably wouldn't wait very long for it, but it's definitely one that I would really enjoy doing. Which leaves me with my number 1, which is Space Mountain. The fast-moving roller coaster, indoors, dark. I love it. It's thrilling, it's scary, it's fantastic. I just love it. I remember going to go on this as a child and falling in love with it. I remember going in 2018 and loving it still. It is a fantastic attraction. It's really well made. I just think it's such a good fast roller coaster. I really enjoy going on it, and it is one that I really do enjoy. Now, there are a couple of inclusions that I've not got on my list. Now, Splash Mountain is set to close, so the reason why I've not included Splash Mountain on this list is because by the time I next go out there, it will be closing. Now, if it was on my list, it probably would definitely be in that top 10, just above Tomorrowland, just behind the characters. I do enjoy Splash Mountain, so it would be in that number 9 position, Splash Mountain. But the reason why I've not included it in my list is because it will be closing and going to change to be themed for Princess and the Frog. It is scheduled to be opening late 2024. And once that happens, that will probably make it top of my list because I will want to see what they've done and how they've included Princess and the Frog. The other exclusion that I've got from this is Tron. That is due to open next year, 2023. And that will definitely make it top of my list. So if I was to make this list in 2024, Tiana's Adventure, the former Splash Mountain, then Tron, and then the rest of the list. I didn't want to include Splash Mountain because it is due to close very, very soon. And I think that once it does close, it won't reopen again until 2024. And Tron hasn't actually opened yet. So it's definitely not one of that I want to include in the list. But once those 2 attractions, they will go straight in at the top. I'm super excited to see both of them. I think that they are fantastic inclusions to Magic Kingdom. And I cannot wait to go back and experience them. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favourite attraction in Magic Kingdom? What is that one attraction that you rush to at the start of the day that you want to get on? Like, share, subscribe. There are more videos of my Disney Dreamlight playthrough coming. Stay tuned on Wednesday and Friday for the next part. I'm really enjoying it. If you want to come and join me and watch it live on Twitch, it's Plan My Disney on Twitch. So just search for that on Twitch and come and join me. I'm trying to do streams in between my shifts at the moment, so I've not been able to, I cannot do a full schedule because it changes week to week. But follow on Twitch and make sure that you can join in with that. Instagram, I'm just adding photos. Hopefully once we get more parks and more experiences, we can add more photos. Stay tuned for more restaurant reviews coming soon, and I will start ranking the attractions in the Disneyland Paris parks. Thank you for watching all of this video. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Just keep having fun, and I will see you real soon.